welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on day number 20 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, series number 14. I have pulled out my 49 and Market Spectrum Gardenia, yet another one of their collections I have been hoarding, but have now cut into, so now I'm trying to use up some of it. Today's sketch was created by Claudia Henderson. I love her floral clusters, and I love that she included 3 photos. I really struggled trying to find a layout or a set of photos that I had 3, and I just didn't have them already printed. So I am going to scrapbook these 2 cute photos of my granddaughter. These were taken in April of 2016. She is now 10 and almost as big as I am. Her daddy, my son, is 6'3", and her mom is way taller than I am as well. So I'm sure by the time she's 12, she'll tower over Grandma Tara. So doesn't surprise me at all. Anyway, so I have all of this beautiful bits and pieces from Spectrum Gardenia. I've got some floral pieces, some butterflies, a journaling block, and some stuff to create layers with behind my photo. I love her tags. I'm not going to be using tags on here, and I am going to be using this spot here for a journaling spot rather than the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and I'm going to get started. I'll be right back. So I really was struggling with a little tiny furry helper that I had today, but let's get started with putting this together. I am going to be using this larger piece here, which is part of a back from some of the packaging. I said this on an earlier video this week that I love 49 and Market, mostly because their paper is amazing, but also because they use the backs of their cover sheets for their collections, like the paper front that shows you all the different papers. If you flip it over, there's cut aparts in it, and that light blue piece came from one of the embellishment packs, the cover sheet, and I just went ahead and cut it out. And then now, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and scuff up all the edges of this stuff. Sometimes I scuff up edges of my photos. Now these photos are from one of those groove books that you've heard me talk about in the past, and they're very thin and they're very hard to scuff up. So I decided to just trim these 2 photos down. They're not 3x4 photos. They're a little bit larger. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit larger than that, because the way that Groove Books printed the photos, they were kind of a weird size, like 4 1/4 by 5 3/4 or something crazy like that. They're very weirdly sized. So, and they're also crooked. I have to say that when I'm creating with one of these photos, it drives me nuts that the photos are on the book sheet crooked, because then you lose content when you try to trim them down and make them straight. So I went ahead and I pulled out 2 phrases from this collection to use in place of a title. I figured with all of the floral bits that I was putting on this page, that smaller titles would work and not overwhelm my photos. So on this purple set of flowers that I am playing with, holding in my left hand right now, that I am going to trim down. I'm going to take the sprig off that right-hand side of it. I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to move it in between the 2 left side so that you can see it on all of my layout. So I am just kind of giving a little bit of placement here, and as you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting everything to lay still, and it's okay, because once I shut the camera off, I'll go ahead and glue everything down, and I'll get it where I want it. So right now I'm just kind of showing you where things are going to end up. I pulled 3 of the bows from this collection. I was kind of having a little bit of trouble using those, because When I use bows on my layout, I'm usually using real ribbon, and the fact that these are just flat laser cut pieces kind of bothered me a little bit, but I popped them up on some foam adhesive and they end up working just fine. I'm pretty happy with the placement here, so I'm going to go ahead and glue down. All right, I have this layout completely finished. It's glued down. I did do a little bit of finagling with this piece, the purple piece. The spray kind of went underneath my photo too much, so I cut off the end that would have tucked under, and then I just put it as an additional layer there in that kind of blank spot. I did use some foam adhesive on the single flowers as well as the butterflies and the ribbons, and added some foam tape underneath these two phrases. Those phrases are going to go for my title. I figure with the amount of floral bits that I put around my photos that a larger title would take away from the design more than just adding to it. So I did get some layers up underneath my photos. I moved one of the tickets up here at the top, and so it's a different shade of blue than the larger mat that I use. The purple piece is also kind of poking out there, and as you can see, I added some splatters. I used hickory smoke and the oxide spray. I used my Delusions white linen spray, and I also used this Heidi Swap Color Shine in the pink. And so that is my layout. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who are taking the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. It is because of you, my viewers, that my channel is doing as well as it is. I cannot do this without your help, and so I appreciate all of those things that you do. Thank you so much for being here today. Make sure that you check out that description box below for that playlist, as well as any links to Claudia's social media if I can actually find them. She is an unknown maker to me, but her sketch is amazing. So I want to make sure that if I find her links, that you guys go out to her media accounts and check her out. Thank you again for being here. Bye.